Good evening, and welcome back to another relaxing playthrough of Stardew Valley, a game that is, well, one of the most chill and enjoyable games that I've played in a very, very long time. Starting our day off, we've got some parsnips to harvest and a whole garden to water. Still not a farm just yet. We've got a couple of crops ready to have some water sprinkled over them. It's looking like tomorrow's going to be a rainy day, which is perfect. Our dog's just having the zoomies up there. Tonight I have some wonderful green tea to start the evening off with me, so I can remain attentive while we play, but also enjoy a nice warm beverage. It's not exactly the coolest of nights where I'm at, but that still doesn't mean I can't enjoy a nice hot cup of tea, although it is a little redundant. Almost done watering our crops for the day. And then we'll probably be sitting at about half the remaining bar of energy left. I do find it funny that in order to make sure our one little potato didn't get eaten by crows, we needed another scarecrow to be standing right next to the one that we currently have. But that's alright, he's got a friend, and I think that's cute. And one more beanstalk to water. And we're good. Okay. Today is a medium luck day, or a middle of the road luck, whatever you want to call it. A normal luck day. So we could use today to go to the mines. We might bring these 3 parsnips on down to help us make our way through there. Or we'll sell them. It's 105 gold. We are still pretty early on, so I do think it would be a good idea to sell what we can. Yeah, we'll sell these 3 parsnips. I'm going to make sure to remember to bring my hoe with me, because I never do. We can grab this algae as well. We'll go ahead and eat the algae and the morel mushroom, just to get our stamina a little bit back after we've spent so much time watering our crops for today. I hope you guys have had wonderful days yourselves. Today is a Monday for me, but it might not have been when you are watching this. So, you know, having a good start to your week is something that at least I feel is very important. Getting a good night's rest and tackling your week with the utmost positivity. There's a big part of me that has been dealing with, you know, all sorts of stuff lately, mentally. And something that's helped me has been focusing on what I can control. And that's how I react to things, what I eat, when I exercise, all that. And I feel like it's really important to understand, from a basic level, exactly how important control is to you as a person. Because it's not, you know, crazy important in the grand scheme of things. There's a lot of stuff in life that is indeed outside of our control. And that's okay. It's good to be able to let things go. I'm not running my little hotkey script today to make it so we can do things faster down in the mines or around wherever we are. I feel like it kind of broke the feel of the playthrough. We're here to relax and have a nice, wonderful night on Stardew. So that is what we're gonna do. Recently, I've been rereading through the Percy Jackson series, and that has been a trip down memory lane. It started with me watching the movies and remembering how terrible they were. Actually, we have a bomb. Might as well use it. Save us some energy, get us a fair bit of ore. I do wonder when Stardew Valley's 1.7 update is going to drop. I'm really excited to see what's in store. We've been getting tons of little hints in regards to the new romanceable options, Clint being one of them, which is a little controversial in the community. A lot of people don't like Clint because he's the quote-unquote, as he put it, nice guy. Tips fedora. But I think, everybody in this game has their flaws, and that is what makes so many of them feel so human. There is no human without a flaw. We're not gods. Unless you're me, of course. But jokes aside, I do think that flaws in life are probably the most important thing to appreciate. Nobody or nothing is going to be perfect. And it's important to understand that not just as a reference point, but also, to understand yourself a little bit. People make mistakes. I make mistakes every day, and everybody makes mistakes all the time, whether small, large. It's just a fact of life. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Oof, we have 10 energy left. Let's hope we find the stairs down in the next couple of swings of our pick. Ooh, 1 energy left. Oh, really? Just had to be the one that exhausted me. If I didn't mess up that swing earlier, it wouldn't have exhausted me. But that's okay. We leveled up our luck by opening that chest. Good to know. Well, now we get a nice, long, leisurely walk back home or around. This beautiful spring Wednesday when Pierre's is closed. I do really love the way that this environment is designed. The pixel art in this game is absolutely wonderful. There's a couple of other games I've been looking at playing. I don't think My Time at Sandlot would be a very fun one. I personally played through a little bit of it to try it out, to see if it would be a good fit for videos like this. And while I do think it would be, the gameplay itself wasn't exactly my favorite. The development studio that makes My Time at Sandlot is actually coming out with another game that I do think would fit pretty well. It's a little more action combat oriented, but outside of that, it's still got the same kind of town building aesthetic that My Time at Sandlot has, but with a more fantasy setting and some more fantasy tropes, which I think would be a much better fit for the channel. So that'll be releasing next year. I have it wishlisted, and hopefully I can get into the early access of it. That would be pretty amazing. Or sorry, not early access. I think they're doing a closed test of the game, which would be very fun to partake in. There's also another game very similar to Pal World that'll be releasing soon. I can't exactly remember the name of it at the moment, but if you are interested in either a Pal World playthrough on this or the other game that name escapes me at the moment, I would be more than happy to do some nice, relaxing ASMR content on them. Hello, doggo. Oh, who's got the tail a wagging? Look at him. He's such a cute boy. Who's such a cute boy? Well, seeing as we're out of energy and also already exhausted, tomorrow is the 11th, and the bookseller will be in town. We'll have some more stuff to water. We could process our copper while we wait for some time to pass. Maybe we'll make one more furnace. I feel like that's fair. I feel like I spend way too much copper on furnaces, especially early on in this game. It's so important and such a crucial resource that I tend to waste it on trying to speed up the process of smelting the bars. But you know what? Some patience will do us good. I really do love these medieval buildings. I think they do such a good job of kind of fitting into that Stardew Valley aesthetic. Although they are slightly more detailed, I think, than the basic farmhouses. But yeah, I love the little smoking chimney. Hey, there's a mushroom behind our house. Well, I'm happy I explored. One thing we'll have to do is have Robin move our home somewhere. Maybe just slightly up and to the right. Over here could be nice. I'm not exactly sure where I would want to move it. There's a lot of options. Harvesting our potatoes in 2 days should level up our farming enough to make the sprinklers. And once we're able to do that, we'll need iron and copper in order to make the basic sprinklers. Which is fine. I think we just made it to where we're able to get iron in the mines. And since tomorrow's raining, we'll probably stop by Gus's. Actually, we could do that tonight. Let me queue up another copper. Let's go into town, stop by Gus's, buy, I think salads are 200 apiece. So we'll buy 2 salads. Especially since we're exhausted right now. I really want to be able to make the most out of tomorrow since it's raining. But since Gus is open until around midnight. Oh, we have Linus's cutscene.
Sounds like those raccoons are back at it again. Filthy varmints.
I don't know why I made him an old southern man, but...
You turned up at the right moment, son.
Could you do an old man a favor? Could you go around the corner and scare off those raccoons for me? They've been causing a real mess. Thanks. Make sure you give them a good scare so they never come back. Hey, Linus. It was me. I'm sorry. I find a lot of hot, fresh food in these cans. Stuff that'll go to waste if I don't take it. Do you think there's something wrong with what I'm doing? Not everyone's cut out for this world, Sean. You don't know what it's like to be me. I'm not harming anyone. I just want to live my life in my own way. Is that so wrong? No. It's a shame for food to go to waste. Thanks, Sean. I knew you were a real open-minded person. I feel good about what I'm doing. I'm not hurting anyone. And he's not wrong. He isn't hurting anyone. You can go on home. I promise I won't rummage in George's can anymore. You can tell him you scared off the raccoons for good. I think homelessness, there's always a quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender that comes to mind whenever I'm thinking about poverty in general. And it's when Zuko and Iroh are on their own after they've renounced their royalty status. And Zuko steals Iroh a new fancy tea set. And Iroh says there's a simple honor in poverty. And I think that's true. Being grateful for what you have and where you are, and looking at light in a positive light, despite your circumstances, is a very honorable thing to do. Not everyone can be at the top of the food chain or be wealthy or live the way that they want to all the time, but being grateful for what you have in your life is probably the most important and impactful thing that you can do to pursue happiness in your own way. I think way too often people try to change things for the sake of change. And aspirations are wonderful. Having a goal and working towards something gives so many people purpose. But I think there's also happiness to be found in routine and in being appreciative for what you already have. Not to say that, if you want change, that you shouldn't pursue that. If you want change, by all means, go for it. But if said change harms other people or has you lose so much that you lose yourself along the way, then I would argue that that change isn't something that's going to bring you happiness. And a lot of people tie their monetary value to their self-worth, which I think is a terrible way to go about it. Money should never, ever define you as a person. Yes, it is, what makes the world go round, and without money, you don't have food, and so on and so forth. Those are facts of life, as unfortunate and deterring as they can be. However, I do think that at the end of the day, money doesn't bring value to you outside of the things that it allows in life. I can't go skydiving if I don't have a couple $1,000s to blow on it. But I can go to my park, enjoy the local wildlife, and smile at my loved ones. I can take a pencil, put it to a piece of paper, and write down my thoughts for the day, and share it with the people I care about. I can use my words to encourage people that are going through a hard time, and I can use my presence to support others that need it. There's so much in life that you do need money for, but that doesn't mean the stuff that you don't need money for isn't nearly as impactful or meaningful to the people you care about. I'm probably just yapping about life stuff. I don't mean to preach, but mostly speaking, whatever is on my mind helps me to fill the silence when we're not doing anything insanely groundbreaking in this game. Speaking of breaking ground, let's head down into the mines yet again. We're on floor 40. And the first nodes of iron will appear today, which means that as soon as we have some, we'll be able to make ourselves some of the basic sprinklers tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, which also means that we'll be able to make them the day that we're able to purchase our strawberry seeds, which is awesome. I would have liked to have upgraded our pickaxe, but as you can see in the top right there, we're a little short on funds. The fact that it takes 3 swings of our pick to get through a normal rock right now is pretty rough, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's quite a lot of energy usage just to be able to make our way through the mines. But that's life. Today we're feeling a little lucky, and we're seeing the first soot sprites. Defeating enough of these enemies will earn us the Burglar's Ring, a ring that I may or may not go for. It is quite helpful. It doubles the loot drops from monsters, and if we're going to be aiming to get level 10 combat anyway, might as well get the burglar's ring along the way so we receive that much more loot from the enemies that we defeat. I still can't believe that we got a glow ring the very first floor that we were in the dark parts of the mines. I find that highly amusing. That was probably the luckiest thing that has ever happened to me in this game. Oh, that is quite a lot of iron right there. Man, that's a big node. Well, looks like we'll go ahead and chop our way on through that. Man, this is going to be a lot of ore just in this floor. That was an unintentional rhyme, but that's alright. Already sitting at 31 ore. Dang, that's already a tool upgrade. 37, 39 on this first little trip into the iron areas. I would love to do a super edit of everything to, once we're done with this playthrough. I say done. I don't know if we'll ever be done, but we'll see. I'm not exactly sure what I have in mind for a goal for this playthrough of Stardew, but we'll see. I'm really happy that this game fits this style of video so well. Most of the time I've been thinking about just trying other indie games on Steam, but Stardew is already such a relaxing and peaceful game that it and its spin-offs would be perfect for something like this. Plus, I already really like this game a lot, so if I get to comfort other people while I'm playing it, that's really a gift to me. I'm already gonna be enjoying my time. Might as well share it with you guys. We're almost out of energy. That's where the second salad comes in. Then we're back to half. We also have the option to eat these horseradishes that we picked up too. We'll see how far down we want to go today. The rhythmic sound of just hitting stones with our pickaxe, hoping that, oh, there we go, we'll find the ladder down sooner or later. We had to clear quite a lot of stones on that floor in order to make our way down, but that's alright. We don't have crazy luck today, so I can't expect it to go perfectly. We are almost level 3 combat. We might actually reach it by defeating the couple of enemies on this and the next floor. Dwarf scroll 4. I almost said 5. Had to correct myself. The new Spider-Man movie is coming out this week. I'm planning on buying some tickets to go see it in theaters. I haven't gone to a movie theater in I don't even know how long. It's been a year? Maybe longer. So I'm hoping to go with a few friends and see see the new Tom Holland movie in person. There's so much speculation about, like, oh, what kind of Spider-Man is it? Is it Man Spider from the comics and so on and so forth? I really, beyond the Avengers movies and Endgame and all that stuff, it's been a treat to see a lot more of the comic stuff be adapted, as opposed to just, them making another Avengers movie and then another Avengers movie. Don't get me wrong, I really did like them, but, I feel like the MCU leaned very heavily on, the grandeur of having all these characters together in a movie to carry the story as opposed to some other things. I do, however, think Thanos was an incredibly written character. And there's so many thesis videos on why that is. If you guys were ever wondering what it's like to be inside of an ADHD person's head, this is basically how my train of thought works. It's so easy to go from one topic to the next. And while that can be, helpful sometimes, a lot of times it's more of a curse than a blessing. The biggest issue I have with my unmedicated ADHD is the sheer dissatisfaction with myself whenever I complete a task. It's never gratifying to get something done for me. It's always relief in the fact that it's over, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have to worry about motivating myself to do that anymore. I feel like that's not normal, right? Like, doing something is supposed to feel good. Getting something done is supposed to feel good and relieving and I guess not even relieving, but gratifying, right? You're supposed to have this sense of satisfaction of completing a task well, but for me, that's never how my brain has worked. That's why I procrastinate all the time, and why I'm so inconsistent about content creation here on YouTube. But, that'll be set aside. The motivation in itself should be enjoying the task at hand, and I do enjoy me some Stardew. I highly doubt we'll be able to make it down another 5 floors with what we have, but we can eat some winter roots really quick. Ooh, our first little ghosty goo. That's part of the cellar bundle that we can get done. I don't think we have nearly enough slime, though, to do this, but the solar essence and a dark essence are 2 of the things that we need to finish out the combat bundle or monster bundle. I forget which one it's called in the community center. But as stated in the previous part, if you missed it, we are definitely not going the JoJo route. I feel like supporting a big old corporate conglomerate Walmart would be the antithesis of what I'm doing in this series, which is relaxing, enjoying the game, enjoying nature and the sounds that they have used to describe them, or describe nature in this game. And yeah. I really am grateful that I learned about the insect head, the sword, and getting it so early. It is very, very strong in these early levels in the mines. I still have yet to get... Ooh, that is very nice. The Monster Compendium. I still have yet to get the Burglar's Ring in my main personal playthrough. I haven't done really any of the combat achievements, but maybe we'll try to tackle those in this. I would love to go for like a full perfection playthrough of Stardew. I think that would be pretty dope to do. We got ourselves a little Omni Geo and a bunch more iron on this floor. I'm really happy we hit up the mines today. There's been so much that is available to us down here right now. We already found the ladder for this floor, but we're gonna go ahead and destroy what we can. Get ourselves another iron node, another piece of aquamarine, and then hit this ladder on down. Alright, one more winter root going in our stomachs to fuel our last little peruse through the mines. And hopefully we can make it to the next floor before we're out of energy. I'd hate to start tomorrow again at half, but if it happens, it happens. We should also make sure we path on over to this slime Getting rid of it not only has a chance to spawn our ladder, but once we defeat all the enemies on the floor... Oh, speaking of enemies, there's a bat coming. There we go. Dang. We made a cherry bomb. Oh, where can we put this? Where can I put this that's like the most efficient to blow up a bunch of rocks? And pray that we get a ladder. I guess right here. There's 4 right next to each other. No, no such luck. Unlucky. Well, looks like I'll smack rocks until we're out of options. Oh man, I really don't want to do that. Well. It was meant to be. 2 days in a row that we run out of energy in the mines, hitting the last rock that we needed to go through the ladder. And yet another slow walk back to our home. Oh, we might not actually make it back in time. Oh, we don't have anything to eat either. No. We'll lose 38 gold. Dang it. For those who didn't know, you lose 10% of your total funds, plus, or up to a total of 8,000 every time you pass out beyond the timer. And oh man, 2 salads just wasn't enough, I guess. Oh well, that's alright. We get some scenic rain, some nice sounds as we meander on back to our home, hopefully making it there before we pass out. I just had to greed for those last couple of rocks. I really wanted to make it, man, and we did, but at what cost? Oh, we walk so slowly through the grass. No. I was really hoping that there'd be a forageable thing there. We might just make it. 140. I got 20 minutes left. No. 150. Oh, we're almost there. It's going to be so close. I don't think we'll make it, though. No. Just a couple steps from our doorstep. Oh, man. Well, we do get the crafting recipe for the glowstone ring, so that's good. The transmute recipes in this game, we have full... Oh, we leveled up our mining, so we have full energy for today. Right. Tomorrow we're holding the Egg Festival in the town square between 9 and 2 p.m. You got it. And that levels up our farming. So we'll sell all of our potatoes today, and then tomorrow we will... Oh, my inventory's full, so I can't pick up any nice potatoes. And then tomorrow we'll hoe as much land as we think we'll need for strawberry seeds. And go ahead. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Go ahead and head on over to the festival. Buy as many of the strawberry seeds as we can. And go about our day. Speaking of, we have some iron ore somewhere. Right? Did I sell it? Please tell me I didn't sell all my... Oh no, okay, thank God. I was stressed. I was stressed for a second there. I was about to be so sad. I was like, all that for nothing. I would have restarted my day. I would have restarted the day. Don't run away from me. I'm trying to pet you, pupper. Thank you. I would have been so mad at myself. I'd be like, how can I be that stupid? There's no way I'm that dumb, right? Right. Okay, so we gotta water our plants. And then we're going to smelt as many bars today as we can. I think I will, actually, while we're doing this, we can be smelting. What am I doing? Oh, we need our coal, which we have 48 of. We'll head over to Gunther's and donate what we have. We can also bring over our geodes and crack those open. See what kind of cool rocks we get. I'm a guy. I like cool rocks. Come on, rocks can be pretty cool, okay? I know that's probably a really nerdy thing to say, but rocks can be pretty cool, I promise. Oh, even metals with the atomic structure of them and how they're slightly crystalline in nature, I find very interesting. But that's even probably even nerdier than the other stuff I just said. So, it's fine. We're gonna go donate everything to the museum really quick. Oh, right. Let me grab the geodes. Geode. Geodude. I don't actually know what amethyst is used for. I don't think it's used for anything, but I'll hold on to it just in case. Geodes. And didn't we have... Yeah, we have a frozen geode. I think this is used for a bundle. Actually, I think a lot of these are used for bundles. Maybe we'll keep them. I don't remember what's used for bundles and what's not. So instead of going to Gunther's, we're just going to clear out some space on our property today. Chop some trees down, maybe hoe some extra land. I love the pickup sounds in this game. It's just such a... I'm pretty sure Minecraft does the exact same thing, which is probably where they got the idea from. But it is such a, you know, distinct sound of something being plopped into your inventory. It just fits so well. Oh, that's one thing that we could do today. I don't have enough money to buy the other tiles from Robin yet, actually, though. I'd like to do that before we set up a little tree orchard. But I do want to set up a place for us to tap some trees. Where would we want to do that? This farm is very large, so we could have a whole little area dedicated to doing each different type of tree. I think that could be interesting. How many per? 4x4 would be 16, 5x5 is 25. 36 feels a little extra if we're gonna do one for each type of tree. So maybe 25 of each tree would be good. Little 5x5 orchards of each wild tree. That sounds nice. That sounds great, actually. Some of our first couple of iron is done. And we are also almost out of energy. I don't know why I walked away. I even checked and saw that this only had 10 minutes left. We definitely need some money to get some tool upgrades going. Because as it stands, it's really rough to put so much energy into even chopping a tree down, you know. Let alone progressing in the mines and all of that stuff. We for sure will need more copper more copper bars than what we've got, though. 27 is not going to be enough for everything that we need, especially if we do. Let's see. Every standard sprinkler does 4 crops, right? So for each sprinkler or each copper bar, that's 4 crops that we can do. I'm not going to, but if I were to say use 20 for this, I mean, that's 80 spaces that we wouldn't need to water. Even if I do 10, that's 40. And honestly, that's probably that's a fair bit that we don't have to water. I feel like we could buy, or we'll be able to buy, about 50 or 60 strawberry seeds. So, yeah, that should be fine. We're just going to wait out the rest of today and smelt whatever ore we have left, because we need more iron. I suppose I could also make my way around the property and see if there's anything forageable nearby. Got another palm tree growing. I really think it's pretty down here. We get these. That's interesting. We get the little sea salvages that the beach farm gets. Huh. Oh wow, there's quite a lot down here. Interesting. I guess it's just multi-seasonal forage that spawns. We got an apple. That's crazy. Alright, well, we have something to donate to the artisan, or 2 things to donate to the artisan bundle. Little artifact spot right here. Get ourselves some clay. Huh. I do plan on growing quite a lot of fruit trees, so. I'm really excited to see what that area to the north of us, the building up there, what that'll be. I know I talked about it in the last episode, but it says it'll improve as we improve our farm. So I really wonder what the, what it's looking at for that. Construction bundle. I suppose we could finish the construction bundle while we're here. We need more hardwood, though. Because we need, where is it? Yeah, we need 10 hardwood. We're almost there, just from the lucky, lucky things that we've gotten. We do need to plant more parsnips, because I do need more quality parsnips. But they only take 4 days to grow, so I'm not too concerned about getting them for the quality crop bundle. We already have 10 monster wing, or 10 bat wings, and a solar essence. We need a void essence in order to do the monster bundle. But I don't think we have much else to donate. We're waiting on our last little green bean, which is in 4 days, to donate for the spring crops bundle, which we could have started earlier, but I'm not too worried about getting stuff done as fast as possible. More importantly, tomorrow we get one of the best spring cash crops in the game, which are the strawberries. And it's a shame we get them so late. I wonder, Pierre's is selling fertilizer, right? I love that our dog's tail just starts going as soon as we get close. Such a nice detail that they did not need to add. Green tea is so deliciously earthy. I want to go back to Japan so bad. It was so beautiful when I visited last year. I would love to move there. I just don't know much of the language yet. It was just such a stunningly beautiful experience to go to Japan. I would give a lot to be able to go back and or move there. Do we have any wild seeds that we can plant? Yep, we got 10. We don't really have any other. Well, we got salmon berries we can munch on. Let's munch on some salmon berries. Get the tiniest bit of energy back for the rest of the day. I feel very unproductive if I'm not doing something with my time in this game. But I suppose we're doing something. We're planning what we're going to do the following days, which is important, you know. Having a plan versus not having a plan can lead to more wasted time. Oh, there's a radish right here. I didn't even see that. And that levels up our foraging. Nice. I do wish there was more that we could do to interact with our pet as opposed to just petting it per day, you know? If I could throw a ball for it, or I don't know, just any other stuff that allows you to interact with your dog or cat, I think would be fun. Though the addition of having like dog houses and stuff is very nice. I think that's a great step in the right direction. And making it so they give you resources once you've maxed out your friendship with them is also pretty nice. And there is somebody. So I play a lot of RuneScape, and in RuneScape there is a series that garnered quite a lot of attention for the game called Tile Man, done by a content creator named Settled. And Settled has such a unique way of approaching the content that he makes and the stuff that he does in RuneScape. It's really and truly inspiring every time I watch one of his videos. I love challenge content as a whole, but the daunting task of recording for hours and hours and hours and editing that stuff is what stops me from doing them. I stream them from time to time. That's perfectly fine, but sitting down and making a full edited video with a script and all of that is just such a monumental task for me mentally that I tend to avoid it. Don't get me wrong, I consume content like that all the time. I love it, and I think I would be great at doing it, but the amount of effort that would have to go into doing that is just insane to me. So yeah, we got level 2 and level 3 farming. We have the ability to craft speed grow. Level 4 foraging allows us to craft the mushroom log, which is something we'll definitely have to mess with. And also gives us the ability to have seed or tree tappers. We got somewhere along the lines of 4,000 gold for that day, which is pretty decent. 5,000 actually. Dang. That is a lot. And also, all of our forageable stuff is harvestable today. Great. So these spring seeds are done. We're able to craft our... Oh, our inventory is yet again full. Oops. That's alright. Let's make space. There we go. That should be good enough. And there we go. Now we have tons of food to bring down with us into the mines. And some flowers to give to people. We're not going to be able to donate anything to the community center today either. So anything that we want to donate to Gunther or the community center, we'll toss in here. And we're just about done with our iron as well. I'm going to grab these and actually put them in this. Because this is the green, or the... Yeah. There we go. Alright. As soon as it's 9 a.m., we'll go ahead and head on over to the Egg Festival. And then, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. No. Man, that sucks. That means Haley's gonna stay in bed all day. But it also means that... Well, I mean, I plan on having a bunch of sprinklers done, depending on how many strawberry seeds we can buy, so... There's also that. We can craft 12 sprinklers. 12 times 4 is 48. We'll figure it out. Ooh, these carrots will be done tomorrow too. Out of water. Maybe we'll... Nah, I'm not gonna... I still want to try to give Haley a birthday present. But I think she'll mope around in bed all day tomorrow. Because it's raining on her birthday. And who does like rain on their birthday? No one. We can grab the mining stuff and just transfer it over. So yeah, why did I put my scythe and that in there? Here. Okay, let's go ahead and head on over to the Egg Festival. We got about 20 minutes. And some more forageables. Adorable. I do have to say, the UI Info Suite 2 is such a nice quality of life mod. Being able to access the calendar and the bulletin board just from your menu. Seeing the luck in the top right. It's all very, very nice. So, strawberry seeds are 100 gold apiece, which means we could buy a lot. We could get a lot of strawberry seeds. I'm tempted to get tons because we can use them next spring, and then they'd produce all spring in the following year. There's no rare crow for us to get either. So. Hmm. Yeah, we'll just get 50. We'll just buy all 50. That's fine. I don't know if I'll use all 50 right now, but we definitely could. Pam spiked the punch as per usual. Gus is catering. This fruit punch is unusually good. Searching for eggs is like going on a treasure hunt. My nose allergies. I love that little line. I think it's great. I try to eat at least 3 eggs every day. Sometimes I hide an egg too well and no one finds it. Well, until summer rolls around. Then the hot air starts to bring in the rotten smell. Eggs. Why eggs? Yeah, I guess I never understood why Easter is, celebrating, or why why we do eggs on Easter. I suppose it's, Easter is a religious holiday celebrating the birth of Christ, right? So eggs, birth, there's some kind of correlation there, but it just is so strange to me. I love how much Shane loves his chickens. I think that's adorable. I just come for the deviled eggs. Same, friend. Same. Alright, and the only people we haven't talked to... Oh, him. We haven't actually talked to Pierre behind the counter yet, so... That's okay. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start the egg hunt. Let's find ourselves some painted eggs. It's time for the highlight of today's festivities, the annual spring egg hunt. The kids are so excited. Calm down now, kiddos. You're gonna need all your energy if you hope to find the most eggs and take home the exclusive prize. Nah, it's gonna be mine. I gotta have my straw hat Luffy. Biggin. So, I'm pretty sure the first year is always the same for the egg festival. I could be wrong about that, but... And that's 5. And that's 6. 7. 8. 9. Ooh, do we get 10? We might get 10. 10. 11. Our beloved Mona. GG. I love the little festival mini games that we get. I think they're really cute. The winner of the egg hunt is Sean. Hooray, we've done it. Here's your prize. Enjoy. We got the straw hat. And I finished the last of my tea. So, we have tons of energy left, but not a whole lot of time. We have 50 of these, which means I could make 10 sprinklers really quick. And we'll have to hoe enough for those. We might run out of time. We might not. We'll see. Okay. Doot. 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 Alrighty, now that's all that's left is to plant our seeds. I think I could have done this a little bit more compact than what I did, but honestly, I'm kind of happy with how it looks right now. And then two left. There we go. Good enough. And we should only have to water a little bit. Let's go ahead and pick up one of our scarecrows. And put that bad boy right there. And that'll cover everything. Perfect. Tomorrow it'll be raining, but that's okay. Beautiful day for rain. If only you could have rain where I live. But that's alright. Thank you for some cookies, Mother. Right, we have some copper bars and some iron bars. Let's go ahead and set up this one other iron to go. Today is a really bad luck day today, and it is also Haley's birthday. So we'll see if Haley will even leave her house today to allow us to give her a birthday present. I highly doubt it, but that's life. If not, well, that's okay. What we'll probably do is just go fish for the majority of today, since it's a beautifully rainy day. Our strawberries are going to be doing well in a little while, and yeah, so let's go ahead and put most of our tools away for today, except for our hoe and our fishing rod, which I must have put in another chest somewhere. Do I have a chest? I do not. Do I have it? I do not. Oh, I'm just blind. Don't mind me. That is funny. We'll keep our carrots and cookies and everything on us today, and make it our goal to fish as much as humanly possible today, up by the lake and by the mountain. Early on, generally that is the best spot to go fishing, and if Haley does not want to come out of her room today, well, that's alright. We'll find somebody else to give this beautifully gold-starred daffodil to. But yeah, it's nice and early here for me in the morning. I have skipped a day since I recorded last. And what we actually probably should do is see if we can't get enough gold through fishing today down at the ocean to nab the better rod. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go do. If we don't have it by today, maybe by tomorrow, but we can talk to, I think this is Shane. It is Shane. This weather makes me thirsty. Why would the rain make you thirsty? Another little artifact spot for us, but for some more carrot seeds. And some clay, and some more clay. Beautiful. We're just gonna sit here and enjoy the rain down by the ocean and fish for what is available to be caught. Hopefully we'll catch some decently starred fish, because those would sell for just a little bit more. Nice, a flounder. I'm pretty sure that's the first one of those that we have caught. Pretty sure it said first catch, so. I've always wanted to try fishing. I eat a fair bit of seafood. I'm never really picky about a whole lot of the food that I eat, but that's mostly because I love to cook. And that's a very big part of my life. So, being stingy on what I do and don't eat kind of limits how creative I can be when it comes to coming up with new dishes and new things to try out at home. But cooking is definitely one of my favorite pastimes. It kind of gives you a window into cultures that either you're unable to visit or you've never experienced before. I love doing research on a dish to find the origins of it, what it's used to celebrate, if it is, and things along those lines, because food is paramount to many cultures, and there's nowhere in the world that you can go and not try local cuisine or, you know, have somebody tell you about a favorite food spot that they have. I think that's one of the best things that you can do visiting another country is do your best to take part in their local food. And because a lot goes into that. There's a lot of history there. And there's a lot of effort and a lot of heart that goes into street food, local restaurants, anything along those lines. Food is a culture in and of itself, but it's also a central part of every culture. And to me, food is an art form. You know, it's expressive not only in the way a dish is prepared, but also in the location that the ingredients come from. There's always a story behind just about every part of the process of food, whether it's the process itself that was thought up by a relative that was refined and crafted over the years to be as perfect of an experience as there is to offer, or whether it's a Michelin star chef, you know, preparing a complicated dish to showcase the quality of the ingredients that they've received. Really and truly, I think simplicity in cooking, you know, is incredibly important. Being able to showcase the beauty in ingredients themselves is just such a wonderful art form. We're gonna try to get this treasure chest. Ooh. There's a lot of language also tied up in food, which is, you know, I love language. I speak English and French, and I'm currently learning Japanese, so there's so much, you know, variance in even what a dish is called in other countries. Um, and there's nothing, no better way to practice a language than sitting down over a meal with somebody who is fluent in what you're trying to learn and attempting your best to hash out a conversation. I think there's a level of expected embarrassment to happen when you're learning a new language. And food is a perfect breaking ground to be able to, kind of ease that tension. You have a common thing to talk about, you're both having a decent meal, or if it's a bad meal, you get to learn some insults. That's definitely something interesting. I think there's just so much around food that as, cultures in the world grows bigger and bigger and bigger, there's just so many small places and little family-owned spots and so many stories to tell involving food. And that is just such a beautiful thing. I used to want to be a chef and like own a restaurant and have my own spot and make money preparing food for other people, but the older I've gotten, the less that's seemed like a viable option. Not for the sake of money, but for the sake of effort. I genuinely respect the people who head to these restaurants. Head chefs, sous chefs. The whole team comes in incredibly early to prep, to do everything, and often stays past closing time and past closing hours, especially the owners, to ensure that, everything's up to code and safe and all that. And that is such a large amount of effort for every day that that restaurant is open. Many times, the margins of restaurants are also incredibly slim, so there's also that to consider. It's tempting to sell these fish as soon as possible. I know that Willie's closes at 4, so we'll head in there at 4, or sorry, at like 3:50, right before closing, and offload a bunch of fish. We're the worst kind of customer. And hopefully have enough money to buy a new fishing rod, but we'll see. I kind of doubt that we'll be there. We'll have maybe 1, maybe 2 more fish to catch, depending on how much or how fast these bite, and or if we pull trash up on this line. Who knows, maybe we might not get a bite at all, and just have to sell what we currently have. And it's looking to be... Ooh, never mind. I was going to say to be the latter, but... This will have to be the last fish that we catch before we head in to sell. And we'll see how much profit we have made in the short span of this morning. 400, 500, 550, 600, 680, 800, 838, and just over 1,000 gold. So, we are about 850 short. Sorry, 800 short. No, yeah, 712 short of being able to buy the fiberglass rod. But that's not going to deter me from spending the rest of my time fishing. We could have gotten down here earlier, which, would have helped, but the reason we want that new fishing rod is for the ability to slap bait on the end of that hook, and that'll increase the bite rate, as well as I think the fiberglass rod can catch a wider variety of fish, if I remember correctly, but that might just be me misremembering. I know the basic rod, the one that makes it easier to catch fish, is the one that limits the fish to only the basic fish that you're able to catch. But I'm not sure if the other rods have a similar effect to them. I would understand if they did. Man, these carrots restore a lot of energy. Yeah, I'm kind of happy. I've never really used the basic sprinklers before. I'm pretty sure that'll save us quite a lot of energy in terms of not needing to water a lot of our crops. So, that's why we didn't have much iron left. We used it all to craft these sprinklers. Sorry, it's been a day since I've recorded. I'm gonna slap these two together to end up being about 2.5 hours of recorded gameplay for you all. I am going to have to get up soon to go feed my animals. But, yeah, it's currently pretty early. Need to go out and give them breakfast and take them out. I can't believe how scorchingly hot it's been where I live. It's been pretty ridiculous. Oh, unfortunately, we didn't get the perfect catch on that largemouth bass, but that's okay. The ocean fish seem to be way less in terms of profit and experience, which I suppose is understandable, because it's like, this is where you fish first if you're new to the skill or minigame. I made myself some tea while I got up to feed my animals, because they were going off. I love the little frog noises that you can hear. I think they're adorable. So yeah, it is 6:50 in the evening. We've got a couple of hours left to catch whatever fish we can. Hopefully hit level 4, maybe 4.5 fishing today. And also, hopefully sell enough to... hopefully sell enough to buy the new fishing rod tomorrow. If we get far enough into this, whole YouTube thing, what we might end up doing is making longer formatted videos with these all chopped up together into, big, long play sessions. So that anybody wanting to have background noise for the entire time that they're asleep is more than welcome to just put on a single video or, randomize a playlist and call it a night. Stardew really is just such a... I'm not going to say it's a perfect game. There are some things that, stand out gameplay-wise that I would have changed if I made the game, but I didn't make the game. And I've talked about it, in the first episode of this, but I really do think that flaws, are what make things beautiful. And the only stuff that I can think of that I would change are things that I can use mods to do so, because other people have also thought the same. Things like the tools taking 3 days to craft, to upgrade them, and stuff like that. We'll spend a couple more hours fishing here, and then we'll head on back home. Sell what we've gotten today, and then call it a night. And we'll eat this dandelion. I'd love to hear what you guys use for your Stardew playthroughs. If you use any visual mods or anything along those lines. I think the cutesy cat UI that we have is probably one of my favorite visual changes. But there's also the medieval buildings stuff, which I really like a lot. It takes the silo and turns it from this massive, industrial kind of looking building into a much more quaint, like, haystack on the farm, which we'll see in a little while. We got a fire quartz, the first one of this playthrough, if I remember correctly. That's something that we can toss into the furnace to get 3, if I remember correctly, refined quartz. It's very, very nice. There's a local tea shop that sells a bunch of loose leaf teas, and a while ago we got a gift card to them. So this morning I brewed a very large pitcher of some iced tea. with some honeysuckle lemon tea, and some regular black tea. Added a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon to it, as well as some brown sugar and honey for sweetness, and just a smallest pinch of salt. You'd be surprised how much salt can bring out extra flavors or things in foods and drinks. And then I have mine in a glass with some ice and a small squeeze of lemon, just to help even out that sweetness a little bit. It's awesome to me that Stardew still has such a passionate player base. There's so many people who are looking for games like Stardew, you know, and I don't blame them. There's so many cozy games that this entry has inspired, and this entry is also inspired by Harvest Moon, so I guess you could say, you know, inspiration takes inspiration from inspiration, or something along those lines, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't think Haley ever left her house today. If it's raining on her birthday, I'm pretty sure she just stays inside all day. Now we gotta remember to learn our recipe for today, which is coleslaw, a food that I have never really understood. A lot of times when you get coleslaw from places, it's, I don't want to say flavorless because that sounds mean, but you know, flavorless feels apt of a descriptor. I don't exactly like coleslaw from a lot of places. You know what? We're gonna keep the jelly. And keep the jelly. We'll eat it tomorrow. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's go ahead and stow what we won't bring with us tomorrow, depending on what the luck is looking like. And we'll call it a night. Oh, wait, no. Recipe. What am I thinking? Greetings, it's I, the Queen of Sauce, here to teach you a new mouth-watering recipe from my secret cookbook. This week's dish, coleslaw. Envisioning bland mouths of limp cabbage? Yes, I am. You're not alone. But a great coleslaw can be so much more. Make sure you have juicy, fresh cabbage for this one. Toss with a little vinegar and mayonnaise, and you're all set. I would argue you'd need some salt, some pepper, you know. I've never really made coleslaw because I think it's kind of gross. Which is really funny and ironic because I was just talking about how much I don't have, like, a closed palate. I guess, okay, coleslaw from, like, KFC is gross. Hey, we can get salmon berries today. Nice, there's our sprinklers hard at work. Granny Evelyn's telling us that our crops won't make it through the summer. Alright, and that is all of our strawberries watered. Let's go water our cauliflower and our bean. Our singular bean. And I think the first thing that we will upgrade is our watering can, simply because I'm going to need a fair bit of parsnip seeds to get those 5 gold-starred parsnips before the spring is out. We've got about 13 more days, right? And it ends on the 28th, if I remember correctly. Before the month is over, or season, whatever you would like to call it. We do have enough gold today to go and buy our new fishing pole. So we're going to leave our old one at home. And we'll grab whatever bait we have, whatever bug meat we have to make bait with. Honestly, I don't really need the, Screw it. We're gonna make all the bait. That should last us for most of our fishing journey. If not all of it. That's quite a lot of bait. I don't know if I'll do 435 reels worth of fish, but we'll see. That is quite a lot of bait. We've got these salmon berries to pick today as well, so we'll make sure to do some extra foraging if we have the time. Willie's should be open at 9 a.m., so we can make our way down to the beach and a little bit around in the next hour. Buy ourselves our new fishing rod and maybe just spend another day fishing. It's not raining, but that doesn't mean, we have to do anything else. I do sincerely enjoy the fishing minigame in this game, so, I know there are very few and far between of us, but I think the legendary fish pose quite the fun and enjoyable challenge. And later on, the mastery fishing thing that we get, the rod that allows us to have 2 tackles at a time, is very nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and buy the fiberglass rod. Ooh, I did not mean to sell all of that bait. Don't make me buy all of it, pack individually. No! To hold right click for a while. I thought it would let me attach it directly to my rod, but I suppose not. Alright, so we've got energy, we've got a new fishing rod with bait attached to make it so we can catch fish extra quick. And we've got one goal in mind. Make it to level 5 fishing. Because at level 5, we get the Angler perk, which allows our fish to be sold for 25% more gold. The other option today as well is going down into the mines and attempting to get more iron. We're going to definitely need more copper at some point as well, and we do need more of the dwarf scrolls. We've got to upgrade our tools. But all of that will come later when we have some gold to spend. Oh, it's a new week, which means, guess what, Linus? I've got some salmon berries with your name on it. Here you go, friend. The crisp air of the wilderness is all I care to know. Well, Linus, you know it better than most. And then our inventory is full of little snackies for us to gulp down, for lack of a better word. To chomp on, And yeah, that bait already putting in work, letting us catch or hit snag a fish way faster than normal. And the more time we spend reeling in fish, the more time, or the less time passes, because time is frozen during the fishing minigame. Oh, come on. Be nice, Mr. Largemouth Bass. You weren't. You were just a chub. That was an aggressive chub. That was a mean chub. And we're gonna go for the treasure chest. Why not? Nice. A nice bullhead. Ooh, wow. Well, that solves our money problem for a little while. What? That's crazy. Well, there's 5,000 gold. Huh. That is nice for the wallet. Don't get me wrong, 5,000 still isn't going to be a lot of money, but, we're going to need hundreds and millions and possibly even billions and billions of gold in order to do what I want to do with our massive, massive farm. But we'll see. 5,000 is still nothing to scoff at. I don't think I've ever gotten that before. Hey, look. Another treasure chest. Another bullhead. Hey, a geode for us. The day is now going by much slower now that we're not having to wait nearly as long in between bites. Oh, unlucky. 2 algae in a row. Dang. God, it's so satisfying getting those perfect catches. And we're already halfway to level 5 for fishing. If I'm perfectly clear with what I usually do, fishing is usually the skill I max out first, but I can also understand this not being the most enjoyable thing in the world for people who are catching some Stardew content here on YouTube. It's more likely that you're just, you know, I don't know, relaxing, laying down. Or on the second monitor, just hoping for some nice, relaxing background noise, which I am more than happy to provide. Oop. So I have a lot of different Stardew saves on some separate custom maps and stuff, but this is by far one of the most unique ones that I think I've played. I'm really looking forward to, you know, doing some planning and seeing how pretty we can make this farm, as opposed to what I usually do, which is just min-maxing and trying my hardest to profiteer my way through the game. This is far and away completely different from how I usually play this game. But it's also very nice to kind of look at it from a more laid-back perspective. I've started to kind of appreciate a different side of this game now that I have started to play it differently. And I understand why, you know, this game attracts so many people. There's so many different ways to enjoy it. Whether you want to min-max everything or you want to just, you know, do the relationship stuff with everybody and learn about each individual NPC, their stories and all that. Or if you want to, you know, become a capitalist farmer with endless funds and tons of different ways to make money and an assembly line of animals pumping out wool and truffles for you every day. Except during the winter, then there are no truffles. But there's so many different playstyles that this game can cater to that I think it's a genuinely unique experience. And I can sing so many praises about Stardew. There's been a lot of other games that have tried to emulate the coziness and the warmth that this game has. And I feel like a lot of them have kind of fallen through on that front. The game one of my friends wants me to play a lot is titled Coral Island. And aesthetically, it's not nearly as appealing to me because it's kind of in this modern, more like city-esque environment, or from what it at least looks like in the trailers. And personally, I think the nature aesthetic and the appreciation of, you know, just the outdoors itself is a much cleaner aesthetic for a game like this. As well as the slightly supernatural aspects that we have with the Junimos and the lizard and the monsters and stuff that we fight. So I am very, very appreciative that this game has inspired so many different people to create their dream projects. I do remember playing Harvest Moon when I was really, really young and being terrible at it because I did not know how to manage anything. I would go do one thing entirely, for one day and then completely forgot on the next day what I did the previous day. So we would just not take care of the animals or, keep the stuff growing on the farms. Maybe that'll be something that we could do. Oh man, playing through the old Harvest Moon games? That might be a really good time. I played the one on the GameCube a lot, but there's like Game Boy ones, there's all sorts of different Harvest Moon games. Stardew, I feel, is kind of the culmination of the Harvest Moon games. This game does everything that, I remember those games trying to do, and it does them so well. Everything from, the mini games to the townspeople to the animals to the exploration aspects to just about just about everything. And I think there's the dev should be very, very proud of the experience that he has provided for, or that they have provided for players. All right, full energy again. And now we've got another whole energy bar to fish with. And this is kind of why I end up maxing out fishing first. It's because you know, I could go through my entire energy bar in a couple of hours chopping down trees, or hear me out, I could make a lot more money, be even more efficient with my energy if I go fish for 2 days straight. Ooh, ooh. That one almost got away, and there is a chest down at the bottom that we're gonna try to snag. There we go. This one almost got away. It shot up very fast. Nice. It's another largemouth bass and another 10 bait for our fishing rod. Again, we're not going to be running out of bait anytime soon, but if we do decide to swap over to the deluxe bait, all of this bait can very easily be used in crab pots either around our property, because it is massive and there's quite a lot of different places to put them, or around the regular valley itself. I think crab pots are a nice little way to both get some passive fishing XP if you really dislike this minigame, which, to each their own. I'm not going to hate you or think less of you. Or at least say that I do. I'm just joking. But yeah, crab pots have quite the variance of loot that you can get from them. I sincerely think that they're one of the best ways to get quartz. And they're the only thing that you can... correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the only thing that you can place on water in this game. I don't think you can place anything else on water tiles. So that's kind of a space efficiency thing that only they're able to do. So I think they're a little underrated. Not that I'm going to be taking the trapper perk to make it more more easier for us to make crab pots, but I do think that they are very convenient. That's our first piece of trash. I really hope it's not another stupidly hot day today. It's 7 a.m. and I can already see it heating up out there. But I've already made some iced tea. I can sit inside and read a good book or work a little bit more today. Work is a bit of an iffy thing during the day for me right now because it is so hot out. My AC is currently just to the right of me, so if I if I turn that on to cool down, I can't record any audio for any of the jobs I'm doing. But such is life. You know, I've got limitations that I have to work around until I figure out a better solution for where I can record in my home. But right now, I am in the best room for me to be able to do stuff. Which is more important than anything. My comfort can take the sideline for now. I really don't mind getting a little hot and having a couple beads of sweat run down my face. You know, in turn for my audio quality being just a little bit better. Oop. Nice. So yeah, we did get level 5, almost level 5.5, possibly level 6 fishing tonight. We still have 5 hours that we could sit out here. And we just might. We have a lot of food that we could eat to get some energy back. It is salmonberry season, so there's all of those as well that we could munch down. I don't really see the harm in us staying out. We'll lose, what? I think we'll lose like 5 gold if we pass out. So we might just fish till the cows come home. We're not going to sell any of the fish today anyway because we're picking up the angler perk tonight. So we'll sell them tomorrow for that 25% extra gold. I could sell them directly to Willie for the instant cash, but then it's hard for me to see exactly how much money we made, and I like seeing big numbers. They make me feel good and accomplished. Oh man. I would love to do some cooking content, but I feel like, you know, that and gaming stuff don't exactly mesh. But you know what I will do if you guys are interested? Maybe we will make a Discord channel for this, Discord server for this YouTube channel. That way I can share all of my cooking endeavors and some other day-to-day shenanigans with you guys. Part of me is almost using this, you know, this style of video as a journal, if that makes sense. I feel like that's so silly. I'm just kind of speaking out loud and saying whatever's on my mind as it comes up. And with how my brain works, that's probably pretty hard to follow, so I genuinely do apologize. One thing I've learned over the years when doing, you know, any kind of live form content, it's that you kind of just have to keep yourself talking. Dead space is nice sometimes, but if you're trying to be, you know, I wouldn't say entertaining, but if you're trying to provide a service for somebody, I don't know, I want to do the best job that I can. And having dead space with just the game, albeit that can be entertaining if I'm having to lock in on one of the legendary fish or not. But there's not a whole lot of time where I feel like I'm gonna need to zone in and focus entirely and only on Stardew Valley. Don't get me wrong, this game does have some challenge to it, but those challenging moments are rare, or I guess the phrase is few and far between. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ooh, let me almost messed up this fish as I say this game isn't hard. Alright, let's greed for that treasure chest. There we go. Man, that carp fought for its life. We can throw our trash in the trash. I really love that there's just a little cat in the trash cannons. I think that's so cute. And yeah, there's tons of content that I haven't done in Stardew. I think the furthest I've ever made it is into year 2 in this game. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, experiencing a lot more of what this game has to offer. I think that's going to be a very fun time. I don't know why I pulled it. I was looking at something on my desk. Oh, and we leveled up our fishing today, so our energy shouldn't even be too bad tomorrow. It should start off full, even though we are staying out super late. Ooh, nice. We get one or two more fish before we're out for the day. And one more treasure chest. And that makes us exhausted. That's alright though. Again, we leveled up a skill tonight, so our stamina bar will fully refill tomorrow. And let's get the Fisher perk. I thought it was Angler, but oh, level 4 luck, which gives us the golden slot machine. Ooh. And yeah, full energy. It's going to rain tomorrow, which is awesome. Someone dropped you off at the clinic. Oh no, our 3 gold. Whatever will we do? But since we have the angler perk today, we're going to go ahead and sell all of our fish that we worked so hard to catch the other night. Pierre is selling fertilizers. Tomorrow, we're feeling a little lucky today, so we'll probably head on over to the mines. So let's grab everything we need for that. We'll bring our hoe. Where's that? Pickaxe. Oh, we have the hoe on us. I'm silly. Don't mind me. And we'll store or sell these parsnips. Oh, we have our green bean. Nice. We need to water our crops really quick as well. And I think I may have forgotten to pet our doggo yesterday. Oops. Oh well. It happens. I would never forget to do that in real life, though. My doggo is adorable. She's precious. She might be a little dumb sometimes, but she's precious. Alright, let's go to the community center and donate our last thing for the spring crop bundle that I just put away instead of my watering can because I'm such a smart cookie and also forgot to water the other crops on our property. I'm just in a go mood. I just want to go do things. I don't want to spend time here. I want to get out. I want to get out in the world and explore. You wouldn't understand, Dad. It's not a phase. I gotta get out there. Some nice little forage on our property, and we'll make our way over to the community center and then to the mines. The faster we get the mining bundle done, the faster we'll have access to a quick travel way around town and the bus to go to the desert. Which means also we'll have access to the desert festival and the skull caverns, which are cool. And probably one of the best moneymakers in the game. But that's beside the point. We won't abuse the skull caverns, I promise. Spring crops bundle. Oh no, we're still waiting on the cauliflower and the potato. I am dumb. What am I thinking? I think it's my other playthrough. I keep thinking we're further along than we are for this. Dang. That's alright. There's a park nearby my house that is, it's got a trail that goes all the way around it. It's really nice to walk around, but at the same time, it's been kind of sad over the years. There's a small pond in the middle of it, and, you know, I forgot a weapon because I'm smart. I'm the smartest person alive. Anyway, back to what I was talking about with the pond. It's been really sad over the years because the pond has like all but dried up because we've had so many years of straight up droughts where I live. So we get less and less geese near my house and all this other stuff. It's just, I don't know. I kind of miss more of the wildlife and everything. I wish it rained more. I love the rain. Such pretty sounds. Cools the air down, gives it a scent that nothing else, ever has. Plus, when it's warm, like it is now, warm is an understatement. When it's hot, like it is now, and it rains, it makes being outside bearable. So, there's also that. So it looks like we've got some renewable hardwood up here as well. And that'll be nice. I cannot believe I forgot my bug sword. I'm such a silly person. There. Inventory managed. Items placed. We're gonna forage a little bit more. And then we'll have 15 hours or so to make our way through the mines as far as we can. I should probably build a silo soon, because I think we could get some little bok going. The chimkins. Chickens are so adorable in this game. I'm really intrigued to see how much money we have tomorrow, because we had that chest, all those fish, a diamond, And that wasn't even on a lucky day. That's kind of crazy. Hello, Linus. Would you like a daffodil? Sorry, dandelion. Alrighty. Down the ladder, or the elevator we go. We're gonna need to defeat quite a lot of these little soot sprites if I ever want that burglar's ring. But we'll see how many we end up taking out throughout our first foray through the mines. It's not often that I have the chance to give myself space to kind of just talk out loud. I guess in a way I'm kind of doing this these videos not just for you guys, but as a way for me to kind of diary my thoughts out into existence. I highly doubt that really anybody's ever going to see these, and that's okay. They'll just take up space on the internet. If anybody wants to learn about Sean, they're more than welcome to take a look at these videos to learn the inner machinations of my mind. They are an enigma. I saw a post on TikTok the other day that was talking about how anybody who grew up without SpongeBob, their childhood was depraved. And that's like a form of abuse. And I was like, that's brutal. But Man, there's so much that I can quote from SpongeBob with like other Gen Zers and other millennials that it's kind of I kind of get it, you know. Wow, our first ghost and we get a ghost fish. That is crazy. The luck in this run, not run, but in this playthrough has been amazing. I'm sure it's gonna bite us in the butt later, like when we're looking for the weird doll or something. We're never gonna find it, but that is really something. All the soot sprites, you guys are just hyper. I love that the little Miyazaki references that he puts in, because they're so great. Everything from Radish Head, from Howl's Moving Castle, to the soot sprites from Spirited Away. I'm sure there are others. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But clearly a Miyazaki lover, and I can't blame them because Miyazaki is one of my favorite digital medias out there. I grew up watching, Spirited Away, Totoro, and so many other of his films. A lot of them really have a special place in my heart. When I was a child, I think I talked about this in the last episode, but when I was a kid, I grew up in Japan, and you know, when I moved to America, there was so much that was different, but the biggest things definitely were the entertainment that people enjoyed, and also the food. Don't even get me started on the food. Oh my god, the food in Japan was amazing. Even as a kid, I remember like so much about just the food there, and I was a vegetarian when I was a kid. But regardless, that aside, the entertainment stuff was so strange coming here to America because like cartoons have a completely different vibe here than they do in Japan. Um like not even I'm not even really talking solely about anime. I mean like shows, made for children in Japan are structured so differently than the shows that we have for kids here. And so that was, as a 6-year-old kid coming here playing Pokemon and stuff on my little Japanese Game Boy Color, which I still have in my garage somewhere. Um, sure, it's not liking being in the heat at the moment, but there's nothing I can do about that. Oh well, I say there's nothing. I can probably do something about it. I'm just not going to. Oh crap, what was I even talking about? Entertainment and stuff. Yeah, I mean like there's so many shows here in the US that are so like central and core to a lot of people who grew up on them. And honestly, like it kind of makes me sad now because a lot of kids, watch shows on YouTube, like Cocomelon and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that's fine, but man, like seeing so many of like the early episodes of SpongeBob when I was 7 years old is just like such a core experience to me. And the older I get, the more I understand that parental like, oh man, I just want to show my kid the show I grew up on because like it's such a core part of me. And I think that's really special and really cool. And I wish I appreciated that more when I was growing up with my dad because he's not around anymore, and I can't tell him how much I still enjoy reading through old Calvin and Hobbes comics, which, he read all the time when he was a kid. Or, actually, we did enjoy the Boxcar Children books together. Those are ones that my dad read when he was a kid, and my dad used to often read to me when I was, laying in bed playing on my Game Boy. And he would, get upset with me that I'm not paying attention or anything along those lines because I was indeed sitting there playing on a Game Boy. But, autism is a hilarious thing in that I can or could easily just repeat back like entire paragraphs that he had just read. So. A skill I can still do today, even though I might not be able to remember what I ate for breakfast. I can for sure repeat back to you, The entire intro of Skyrim, word for word, paced exactly how it is with each voice, you know, the way that they say it in the game with the same intonation and accent for each individual character. I put my skills to good use, I promise. Oh, man. Loss is hard, you know. There's so many times where I get lost in the thought of, man, I really miss my dad. I really wish he was still around. I want to talk to him about things that are going on in my life or ways that I feel, because you know he's one of the people that really did understand me as a person. But you know, there's no changing the fact that he's gone. As much as I wish that I could change that. I can only be happy that he was in my life and that I got to share the experiences with him that I did. So, you know, sincerely, thank you, Dad, wherever you are. I don't know what happens after death. Nobody does, for sure, but wherever you are in the universe, I hope you're happy. Anyway, on that happy note, we are being so warmed by enemies on this floor. Gotta get that combat XP somehow, I guess. And the more bat wings, the better. So, oh, there's an item slime down there. I wonder what it's got. I am really happy that they added like the little combat challenge things. Because this insect head weapon is amazing. And we got... I'm not sure what that is, if I'm honest. We're gonna eat this crystal fruit. Ooh, the lead rod. It's a club. It's still worse because of the speed thing. But if it were slightly faster, well, then it would be better. Ooh, it's getting late. We'll probably just stay in the mines until we pass out. Because, again, we have 34 gold. And what's 10% of 34? Like 3. So, I don't mind losing 3 gold. Not in the slightest. Especially if it means we find a little bit more stuff to take home with us. And a couple more little soot sprites to take out and get some more coal, because we need the coal. Ooh, frozen geode. I think we'll need that. Alright. Boop, boop. And perfect. A combat level means we leveled up a skill, which means that we are leaving that amethyst behind. We'll have full energy regardless of what happens if we stay out too late, and so on and so forth. Come here. Oh my, that's so many of you. Give me all the coal. There's a coffee bean. Oh, I want that. Ooh, what do I get? I'm so sorry, Lead Club. I would use you if I didn't have the insect head, but it's so good. Oh. Yay, give me my solar essence before I pass out. We're gonna make it. I want my... Oh, no. We didn't get the iron known. Dang it. Shame. We did get an achievement. I'm not sure what achievement, but we got an achievement. Ooh, we have 10,000 gold now. Yay. You better save my progress. What did we get? Greenhorn for 15,000. The spreading weeds have caused damage to our farm, although I'm not sure where. I have no idea. They took 3 gold. That's fine. Let's go ahead and smelt some iron. some copper. Let's store what we can. Boop. Ooh. Yeah, we'll plant the coffee. Did I just put it away? Am I done? I did. Boop. We'll plant some coffee beans. They're done in 10 days? Jeez. That's quite a while. Alrighty. What's our luck like today? Feeling a little lucky today. What do we want to do today? We have 10,000 gold. We should probably buy some parsnip seeds today. Let's take some of our copper bars and go upgrade a couple tools as well. Actually, well, we could technically upgrade our whole set of tools right now. We don't have enough copper bars though, we're missing one. Unlucky. We'll upgrade the pick, the watering can, and our axe. As much as I would like to upgrade the hoe, it's kind of not as important as the watering can, to me at least. And the axe is just a nice upgrade to help us chop some trees down, get more wood, so we can start getting some of those buildings up. Because they cost a lot of wood. Like a lot of wood. Man, I love the rain noises in this game. They're just so quietly satisfying. Alright, closed on Wednesdays. My bad, Pierre, my bad. Clint should be open though. There's no way he's closed today. We'll donate this to the specialty fish bundle. And that to the winter foraging bundle. Boop. I think Penny's actions are very admirable. People don't appreciate teachers nearly as much as they should. Oh, I forgot my copper. Oops. After all that talk about what I was going to upgrade and bringing all of my tools with me, I forgot my copper back at the base. Oh, back at home. I always say at base. I don't know why. Well, since we're going to be getting some upgraded tools today, why don't we also go chop down some trees? I think we need the steel axe in order to clear out the bigger stumps. Not. I can't believe I just left the copper here. Oh, I feel silly. Come on. What a dumb mistake. I had one job. And I couldn't even do that right. We are getting toward the end of this video. I will probably stop my recording after this day. Or just after we spend the majority of our energy and head to sleep for the end of this day. So if you guys are enjoying this content, do be sure to subscribe and like the video to let me know that you guys want more Stardew things in the future. It really does mean a lot to me whenever anybody does that. I suppose I should probably say that sort of thing earlier on in the video, but um, I really don't like saying it to begin with. So, and there we go. There's our first couple of upgraded tools. Again, the instance upgrade mod thing, it's a little cheaty, I'm not gonna lie. I can't stand the game saying, hey, if you want this to be better, you're not allowed to use it for a couple of days. When it already takes, the resources it takes to upgrade them. That being the bars and money. And it gets rid of the tool in your inventory for forever. I don't like it. I'm stubborn about that. Hey, bud, I found a starfish. Boop. Alright, let's set up our tools to go chop some trees down. We're gonna have to manage our inventory a little bit. But you know what? We'll just clear out our property. There's tons of space to clear on our property anyway. So. Oh, right. Before I forget, I really want to start making friends with Miriam, because she gives us the plant pot.
This is not good weather for sports.
No. Cute. Mignon. The sun on their door always kind of looks like it's frowning to me. Oh, wow, she did come out of her room today. Well, for that, you get a flower. The only thing I like about this town is the beach. That's where my friend Sandy lives. Alrighty. Time to go chop as many trees down as our stamina lets us. Or I guess our energy. I should have donated the ghost fish and the winter root, but that's alright. We'll remember that another time. I'll gather everything that we need to donate the next time we play. And take it all in one big fell swoop over to the community center. The CC, as it were. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to focus on in terms of farming. Whether we want to set up massive fields of seasonal crops and go into artisan goods, or if we want to lean more heavily into animals. I'm not really sure. I've done both in the past. Right, we're able to get hardwood now. We do have inventory space, and it does give us a fun 25 forging XP every time we do that. I suppose. We're going to get more winter root anyway, so we can chop that on down. But yeah, there's so much farming space and so much open space on this property that I'm kind of tempted to do a little bit of both. I don't think that we can put buildings on the internal areas or up to the north. I actually haven't even talked to Robin to try to put a building down yet. And the first one that we will probably do will be the coop, which I definitely have enough to do right now, but that would leave us yet again with no money. Let's go store some stuff from our inventory before we try to clear more area. Otherwise, I'm gonna be annoyed that my inventory's full and I can't pick anything up. But we do have a lot of salmon berries to help us in clearing out as much of our property as we can today. I'm really excited to see what we can do with this. I love the little river that kind of cuts the property in half. I like the little bits of elevation that we get. I love where the greenhouse is placed, you know, right by the waterfall. I think that's great. The developer who made this mod did an excellent job. We're going to plant these mahogany seeds, I think, right by our house, just so we have a clear eye on when they're done growing. And then we're going to grab our scythe, we're going to put the watering can away, we're going to put the copper bars away, our sword, and the topaz, and the shirt. Alright, now we're off to clear as much of our property as our stamina will allow. Or time. Well, we could run out of time before we run out of stamina. That is also a possibility. I'd love to do a little tree orchard. I think I already talked about that, where I really want to, you know, set up a lot of trees to be tapped and do like a little 5x5 of each tree, because we have so much space. The rhythmic chopping of trees in this game is also just a very nice, nice sound to be listening to. I just hit this poor little sapling. I hope it didn't actually hurt it. Please keep growing, my friend. You can do it. I did not mean to chop into you. I wonder what it means by the growing weeds have dealt damage to our farm. I don't think there's anywhere that we have stuff down that the weeds could actually damage. Of course, I could be wrong, but I can't think of anything immediately in danger of the little shrubs growing. Maybe over here? We'll trim this back a little bit. See if that was causing an issue. There. Alright. Down to chop more trees and clear more brush. There's a soundtrack that I think would fit this game very well, and one that I would be willing to mod the game a little bit to add into it. It's one from my childhood that I think has a lot of music that fits this game very, very well. And that game is The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. There's a lot of soft, somber, fall, summer, wintry tracks in every Zelda game because of the variants of environments that those games have, but I really do think that Twilight Princess has some of the more intriguing like musical choices in it. It took a lot of what like Ocarina of Time and what is that? Can I? I guess it's just a tree. Okay. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask did, and really like, you know, experimented with a lot of the musical design choices. And that stuff is insanely interesting to me. But I think it would also be really cool to have those tracks playing reactively throughout the world of Stardew. I know, I probably shouldn't be getting rid of these trees that are growing, but they're only stage 1, and I don't mind relocating them somewhere else when we have the ability to do so. I'm starting to feel exhausted. Good thing we've got some salmon berries to crunch on. Crunch. I've recently been getting a lot of entertainment out of Kit Boga's content. He does some amazing things where he does his darndest to get back at scammers that try to take advantage of anybody who is, you know, in a spot to fall for their schemes. And I hate to say, foolish enough to fall for their schemes. They mostly target people who are lonely or out of the loop or, vulnerable to stuff like this. The mentally ill, the elderly. It's such disgustingly despicable behavior, and it is amazing to see Kit Boga's content where all he does is waste their time, their money, and their efforts to, give people that otherwise might be falling for these schemes, a fighting chance. Not only by raising awareness with the content that he makes, but also he apparently runs a whole business that creates, a free program for people to use to, help fight these scammers, which is amazing. It's such an admirable, thing for somebody to use their time for. And I admire that a lot about him. I think it's so cool that he's helped so many people and raised so much awareness about these manipulative people trying to do their best to make a quick buck at the expense of somebody else. There's nothing more despicable to me than taking advantage of people who are easy to be taken advantage of. And, I'm perfectly honest, I'm kind of a gullible person. Kind of always tried to give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to just about anything. But, man, horseradishes don't really restore a whole lot of stamina at all. I guess I can't say I'm surprised, because I think it would consume my stamina if I were to chomp down a whole horseradish. I don't think my body would be very happy about that one. But what do I know? I've never tried it. I actually don't think I've ever seen a real horseradish in person. I've seen plenty of other fruits and vegetables, but I don't think I've ever handled an actual horseradish. Just the jarred or bottled stuff. Huh. Never thought about that before. Oh, it's 1:40 a.m. Better get to bed. So as we are heading to bed here, thank you guys again so much for watching this video. I genuinely appreciate your support and your viewership. Again, if you do want to support the channel, all the normal YouTube stuff is there. We're going to grab the minor perk for the +1 orb per vein. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Remember that you are valuable as a person, you are worth it, and any effort that you put towards stuff is not effort wasted. Take some time to appreciate yourself and those around you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.